Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over this point pickup driver review. So this video is going to be particularly useful for individuals who are deciding whether or not point pickup driving is right for them. And so I've been doing it for about 6 months, and I must say that's definitely one of the more straightforward delivery services. But here are some things that you have to be aware about. Now let's start off with the pros. With point pickup, you do have flexible hours, you do get to do work on your own time. And the biggest advantage is that point pickup focuses mainly on same day delivery for local businesses and retailers. So you're not dealing with food that can get cold or customers who are hangry. But the downside is that it's not available in as many cities as the bigger delivery apps. And the order volume can be pretty inconsistent. Now, the biggest cons of point pickup, though, is that although your hours are flexible, you are going to have to put in the hours. And what I mean by that is if you decide to work 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon, you're still putting in 8 hours of work, okay? So some days you'll get decent deliveries that pay like $15 to $20. Other days you'll sit around waiting for orders with point pickup. Now, I think the biggest payout that I've received was around like $35 for a single delivery. But I've also had days where I only got like 2 deliveries in 3 hours or so. Other things with point pickup that I didn't like or don't like currently is that you're often delivering to businesses during their operating hours, which means dealing with busy parking situations, and sometimes having to wait for someone to come to the front desk to sign for packages. And unlike food where you can just drop and go, point pickup deliveries often require signatures or specific delivery instructions. Now, with point pickup though, one thing to keep in mind is that you do have to take into account wear and tear of your car and also gas. So let's say that you get paid $18 for a delivery and about like $12 of that should actually be yours. Wear and tear is a real thing just because you're going to be putting miles on your car, driving to different businesses and retail locations. In addition to that, gas, of course, driving around town to various pickup and drop off points is going to take up gas. Now, with point pickup, there is going to be downtime, especially during off business hours, because most of their deliveries are business to business or retail related. So, my recommendation is that you have a podcast, a book, a YouTube video, maybe have other delivery apps running in the background as well. For me, for example, while I'm waiting for point pickup orders, I simply just work on my laptop in my car. And so this is like more of a side hustle for me and not a full-time gig. Now, here are my 3 tips for people who want to try point pickup. First tip is focus on business hours and weekdays because that's when most of the delivery demand is point pickup. Point pickup isn't really a weekend or evening gig like food delivery. Most of their orders come during regular business hours, Monday through Friday. So plan your schedule accordingly if you want to maximize your earnings. Second tip is get familiar with business districts and commercial areas in your city because you'll likely be doing a lot of business to business deliveries. I've learned where all the office buildings are within my area, where to park, and which businesses are easy to deliver versus which ones are a hassle. And this knowledge really helps you decide which orders to accept. Third tip is always bring a phone charger and dress professionally because you're going into businesses and offices where first impressions kind of matter. I've noticed that if I dress nicely and look professional, the business employees are more helpful and the whole delivery process goes a bit more smooth. So my rule is I don't take anything less than $10 and I avoid deliveries to really busy downtown areas in my hometown. But with point pickup though, I'd say it's been an okay experience. The deliveries are usually straightforward and you don't have to worry about food getting cold or dealing with hungry customers. And point pickup support is pretty decent when you run into any issues, though sometimes it takes a while to actually get through to them. So with that being said, if you're considering point pickup, I'd say just try it out. You won't know until you try it, but definitely focus on weekdays and business hours and make sure your area has enough commercial activity to make it worthwhile. But I hope you found this video helpful, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below.